Hello, Rabbi Kaplan. Shalom Laila Tov. Maybe you have a few words for us.
Yeah, no, I read something that turned me on, and I feel I have to give it out to the world, and I'm going to say it right now. There's a person that his name is Yoshua Meir, and we call him the producer. Now, I have this iPhone, I think it's called, this gadget, and he sends me articles on it. It's a kosher gadget, and I don't have any connection to other things, but he sends me everything. Now, every once in a while, he sends me articles from a certain person that he calls himself Rabbi Doctor, maybe. The curse doctor. You know what they said, that when Klal Yisrael became sick, so rabbis became doctors. So, this person, his name is Slifkin, and he wrote an article, and he just recently wrote an article. What did he say? Obviously, this person, he wrote like this: the Haredim once again did it wrong. In Meron, they didn't fix the place, they didn't make the place fit for huge crowds, and because of that, 45 people died. And I don't have the article in front of me now. It could be I erased it. I'm afraid I did. I erased it. I would have looked inside and read from him, but I don't have it anymore. So because it's so miss to me, I couldn't keep it on my gadget and have to look at it again. But then after I thought of it, I said, I have to say something. And he of course, there are tinies of what happened, and it shouldn't have happened, and they should have done this, should have done that. Mainly the problem seems to be, I'm not bulky in all the details and exactly what happened. I'm just saying what I know very superficially. But it seems that there were Haredi groups that didn't allow the government to get involved in meron. They would have fixed up the place and made it fit for thousands and thousands. Now, that seems to be the wrong thing. Now, they don't want that the government should get a hold of meron because then they'll make out of it a tourist place, and you'll have to let mixed groups come there, and the whole thing will become treif with mixed groups without any separation between men and women. They didn't want to let that the government should get involved and do something in meron, which seems to be the wrong thing because of what we see happen. Now, this person, Slifkin, which he has the title doctor, which makes him a very, very intelligent person. Says like keeps talking about the mistakes that were made there, and he keeps over and over again using the word Haredim. The Haredim made this mistake, and the Haredim made that mistake. And you get the feeling between the lines that he's Pashat happy. He feels it was Mekayim the Pasuk that bin follow Yevecha al Tishmach, but he took out the word al, and he said bin follow Yevecha Tishmach. Look how my point is proven once again. The Haredim did the wrong thing. Because they're Haredim, they did the wrong thing. Because they don't want to listen to the authorities. That's why 45 people had to die. Truth is, it was written in the Shomayim on each one of these people that he's going to die in this and this time. They could have been spread out all over, and Hashem decided to bring them together. We know all this. We know all the different studim, Yediyah and Bechira. And now you're supposed to make a makir l'gagecha, and you're not supposed to put people in danger. All that. So, Uncle Ponim, the Iker word is, who didn't listen to the authorities? Who didn't let the authorities do something to fix it? Not a certain group of people, a certain type of people, the meron people. I have nothing to do with meron. I never went there for Lag B'Omer, and I don't plan to go there for Lag B'Omer. And if the government is going to take the place, and they're gonna take it over, and they're gonna make it that mixed groups can come, so we won't go to meron and finish. I don't see why. Of course, I know it's important for many people, but I don't care. Now, does that make me a not Haredi? I don't know. According to this guy Slifkin, so when he's roked on the dam, when he feels excited and he feels on the docton that he won his case, so he keeps using the word Haredim. Who made the mistake? The Haredim. Once more, he has proven that the Haredim are wrong. Now, I'm asking you a question. But I also think in this case the Haredim were wrong. But I am a Haredi. So how does it fit according to... I know it's ridiculous. That's an intelligent person like that, an academic, will answer that you're talking ridiculous talk. Why? Because you sound childish. You sound argumentative. I know somebody else, a woman, that she used to prove wrong. She used to prove her husband wrong. Why? Because he's being argumentative. So he must be. So what did she mean? What did she mean to say? You can't use the word wrong. Everybody's right. Liberals believe that everybody's right. So what makes him wrong? Because he's argumentative. But maybe he's right. It doesn't matter, but you're argumentative, so you're wrong. So this person can say the same thing on me. I don't care. I don't think he's going to understand what I have to say anyway. But I feel that something has to be said. Now, there was a big mistake was made over here. That they didn't let the government take over the place and build it. It should be in a way that should fit for events of thousands and thousands of people. And then the coastal, you see, it's made in such a way. There's a big, wide area there. And thousands and thousands of people can go, and the government did that. And over here, they didn't let. So who's wrong? Who's wrong? Maybe a certain group that has to do with meron or wrong. No, the Haredim are wrong. Now this person, Slifkin, is obsessed with Haredim. And he can't. It's not the first time he uses that word. I got the Haredim. I found what they did wrong, the evil of them. I want to ask you a question. I just now read a small short article by Scholz on that when they were Karliner Hasidim, or what happened over there in the beginning of Yom Tov. So they came running from Beit Vegan. They were there, many Amshnover. They came to Beit Vegan for Yom Tov. So they all ran to Sharet Tzedek, and they brought food, and they kept coming accompanied the young people that were there that were injured, and they sat next to them the whole Yom Tov. They're mevater on their own Yom Tov, and they kept bringing food for them to have to eat, and they kept giving them moral support. These Amshina Hasidim, they came to see the rabbi, and they gave up their whole Yom Tov, and they went to help the injured in Shari Tzedek. I'm asking you a question. How is it that Haredim did the right thing all of a sudden, Dr. Slifkin? How did it happen, such a thing, that a whole group of Haredim did the right thing? How could you explain this ridiculous question to me? Yeah, somebody gonna say, yeah, once in a while they do the right thing. I mean, let me tell you something. How did this whole Slifkin business start? Because everybody knows that it started from when he wrote a book, and he sort of said things that might be understood to mean that there was such thing as evolution, and the world, it took it millions of years to be created. So there were Gedolim, Talmidei Chachamim, that they wrote against him. And maybe they made certain mistakes in the way they understood the Rambam. Yeah, they came out against him. And from then on, the Haredim do everything wrong. And they have the wrong views. And whenever they do something wrong, why did they do this thing wrong? Because they're Haredim, they did it wrong. And that's why don't you give it a different name? There's a like even when you have a din of rov, so sometimes you have Israeli ruba. The Gemara says in the beginning of the second parak of Ksuvos, so the Gemara says rov nashim besulos nisos. So suppose there was an argument between the husband and the wife. If she got married, was she a besula and the ksuva is 200? Or was she not a besula and the ksuva is only 100? There was an argument. So the Gemara asked, she should be motzi momen with Rav. Rav says that she's right. Rav nashim besulos nisos. The Gemara answers, no. There's one category is called Rov Noshim Besulos Nisos. But there's another category. Kol Anises Besula Yesh Lo Kol. Everybody will know that he married a Besula. And this one there was no Kol that she was a Besula. So it goes out of the Rov. That means there's another category. The Rov are Basulas and Rov have a Kol. So in the category of Kol, so this one is not in that Rov. That means within the Rov itself, you can take out a certain category of the Rov. Those that don't have a Kol, so they're not part of the Rov Basulos. And the Tvuas Shor based the halach on this. If you have a behemoth that you found Maim B'moach, it's a famous case. There's water inside the brain, and the halach is that if the brain surrounds the water, it's kosher, and if not, it's treif. So, but this one we don't know, did the moach surround the water or not? So we say, Rav, behemoths are kosher, it should be kosher. Says the Tvuas Shor, no. That's one, the big category is the Rav are kosher, but within that category there's also a smaller Rav that don't have mime in their brain. And this one that has mime b'moach is different than the Rav. In that category of animals who have mime in their moach, so we don't know if Rav are kosher, Rav the moach surrounds it or not. What do you see from here? What do you see from this famous Tvuas Shor? And also the, what's it called, the Chavos Das brings it, and Chaim Zimmerman brings it in the Sefer Agra L'Yisharim. He talks about, there's such a thing as the house of Reb Shlomo Hyman in the second volume talks about it. So You see, there's such a thing as a rove, and then there's within the rove. There can be two groups within the rove. I'm asking like this. There's a group called Haredim. All these people were Haredim. How do you know who's a Haredi? Yeah, you don't go so deep and say Haredi means him keeping mitzvahs are important to him. No, he wears a Haran jacket. And I agree. That's a sign. That is a sign of who's a Haredi. Or most of the Haredim wear Haran jackets. So what are you going to say now? And those that they fell were people wear Haran jackets. Memele Haredim did it. It was an event of Haredim. So you see, from here the Haredim did the wrong thing, and Slifkin is right that you shouldn't be a Haredi. I'm asking you, but why don't you say, just like over there, that there's a category called Haredim, but within that category there are those that go to meron and those that don't go to meron. I'm from those that don't go to meron, so maybe they are excluded from the group, that it's their fault that things went wrong. So maybe it's not Haredim, it's only a certain type of Haredim that were wrong. No, don't be ridiculous. Haredim do the wrong thing all the time. 45 people died because Haredim do the wrong thing. That's what you hear in Slifkin's words. And it's not once and not twice that he writes about it. And whenever something goes wrong, it's a proof that Haredim are wrong. When Hashem gave the Torah on Har Sinai, and Vayered Hashem al Har Sinai, and he gave the Aseres HaDibros, he didn't mean you should use these Aseres HaDibros and the Tayag Mitzvahs to be Haredim. Don't become Haredim through this Torah I'm giving you. No. Be Mekabel the Torah. And also, remember, there's a world out there. Be open-minded. What do you think? Hashem was so serious when he gave the Torah that he meant that without this Torah, you can't be a Jew, you can't live. Nah, there's a goyish world out there also. Hashem didn't mean that this is only this is life. Let me ask that person. Suppose somebody like me goes up to him and asks a Sheilas Tam. And what do you think? That Haredim are wrong. So what should I do? I want to choose the right way. And I'm a Haredi. So what should I do? How should I go in the right way? So what should I do? I should be counted. I want to become a not Haredi and be on the right derech like you think is right. What should I do now? What should I do? Is there anything positive I should do? I don't think so. What, I should believe that the police are doing the right thing? Yeah. I think the police are doing a good job. They watch, they guard the people, they guard the side, they make a seder in the world. So I believe that. So then I'm all right, yeah. Or I believe that you have to keep the laws of driving and everything that makes a seder in the world. You have to keep it. It's kedei to save from sakonas nefashos. And there was once a ma'aser, somebody made an accident with a car, and he had to go to court. So came to Stifler for a bracha. And Stifler said, "Why should I give you a bracha if you don't keep the laws of safety? The laws were made today to be safe when you drive. You didn't keep the laws, so why should I give you a bracha?" So I didn't understand. So Stifler said, "You do have to keep the laws of driving." So, but he was a Haredi. How could he say such a thing? You're supposed to everything be wrong if you're a Haredi. Yeah, I know. It sounds ridiculous what I'm saying. Yeah, Dr. Slifkin. I'm talking ridiculous talk. So I'm asking, what am I supposed to do? You know what? The answer should be mix with women more. mix with women, be more open. Because I once read someplace that there was once a simcha, there were men in one room, women in the other room, but there was a window in between. And the Chazon Ish said, now you have to close the window, you have to put a curtain there. Somebody asked him why, so he said, Elokeim shel elu sonei zimo. That's what Bilam said. Bilam knew that secret. Elokeim shel elu sonei zimo. So you can't leave the window open. And so the Chazon Ish understood what Yiddishkeit is all about. So maybe according to the sheet of the smart person, Dr. Slifkin, so maybe no, we should have a window between men and women, and they should be able to look at one another, and then we won't be charedim, and then we'll be doing Ratzon Hashem. The whole purpose of the Matan Torah was to have a Torah and not be a charedi and what you call open-minded. Is that what you're supposed to do? Maybe, Dr. Slifkin, is that what you want? So he's happy. Baruch Hashem, we proved once more that the Charedim are wrong. I'm asking you. You started off with this, what they attacked you because of evolution. So I'm asking you. And then you went on from there. And you continue. They were wrong when they attacked me about evolution. They're probably wrong in everything. But I don't have any proof. But now that this happened, oh, now I have proof that the Haredim are wrong. Yeah, but don't you be choshed yourself that maybe it's negiyas. We know there's such thing as negiyas. I don't know how to say it in English. And maybe because of your negiyas, you're attacking the Haredim after they attacked you. No. I'll tell you, but the same thing is true on the other side also. Why did the so-called Haredim do the wrong thing of not making Meron a safe place? I'll tell you why. Why did they make this? And I'm a Haredi, and I think they were wrong. I don't know how you explain that. How can it be that a Haredi has the right opinion about something? But that's how it is. So I'm asking you, why did they make the mistake? They, that you're so happy that they were nichshal and it proves your point. Why did they make the mistake? I'll tell you why. Because from the beginning of the Medina, 73 years ago, it was shown and it was proven time and again that the whole purpose of making a Medina was to fight Torah, to go against Hashem, to go against Yiddishkeit, to uproot Yiddishkeit from the Jewish people, and to make Yidden be Kechol HaGoyim Beis Yisrael. And don't ask me how do I know. Don't be so naive. You yourself know that that's how it is. And that was the whole purpose of Zionism, to make a matzav of Kechol HaGoyim Beis Yisrael. Now, but we have to live with it. What can we do? We want to live in Eretz Yisrael. For whatever reason it is, we want to live here. And here there's a government. So we have to be nichnat to them. And we know that they run, and we can't fight with them. But they are choshud by us that everything they do is wrong, and everything they do is against us, and everything they do is against the Torah. So these so-called, what you call Haredim, made the mistake to take it a little bit too far, and to say, Meron, it's a holy place, we're going to let them control it. We can't. And from that came out this tragedy. So it comes out that because of a certain yesod that we started out with, knowing that the Rishoim are Rishoim, so these certain group of people, and you call them Haredim which means me also and everybody also. So we all made this big mistake that we didn't let the government take over Meron. True, right. Because the Rishonim showed themselves all these years that they are Rishonim. So these certain people, or according to you, it's all the Charedim, or you could say a certain group of Charedim made the mistake not to let the government make us Seder over here. But it's okay, so it's a mistake. It starts off with a certain fear, a certain feeling of being attacked, and then afterwards you live according to that. You know that you're hated, you know that you're a near-deaf, you know that you're persecuted by them, and then you take it a little bit too far. So you did the same thing also. He also did the same thing. He was attacked one time about evolution. And from then on, he took it further and further. So the Haredim made a mistake in this. So they probably are going to make mistakes in a lot of other things. And anything that they do is wrong. So I'm asking you, it's exactly the same thing that starts with a certain fear or a certain being attacked and persecuted. And from then, you don't know where to draw the line and when to bend to them and when not to bend to them. I don't know if you're going to understand it. And I don't know if a lot of people may not understand what I'm saying, but I'm saying very good and I'm saying deep and I'm analyzing the situation. Because when it comes to evolution, I don't know. What's the difference to me? The Torah says the world was created in 6 days. What do you want to say? 6 days means 6 million days. Okay, let it be like that. So what? That makes a difference how I should put on film and tomorrow. It makes a difference in the mitzvah of limud Torah that I have not to waste 1 minute. I should sit and learn every extra minute that we have. Does it make a difference to all that? Something. So what do I care? Hello, what? There's such a thing as what the Shlumei Amunah Yisrael believed. This is what was accepted by Yidden all the time. Yeah. Yidden, Jews, all the years, all the Doros was accepted that the world was created only in 6 days and each day was 24 hours. Somebody's going to come and say in such Ikrei Hadas, somebody's going to say different. So it's up here to that who knows how far it could go. So everybody will say, after this intelligent, brilliant genius, Dr. Slifkin said that what's accepted in Klal Yisrael, the Emunah Pshuta, that the world was created only in 6 days, is lav dafke. It could be, it means 6 days means 6 million years. So who knows? Shema Agacher said Shema Chas stay Rishus, and so it says there's one God. Maybe let's make up some kind of story that there's 2 Chas v'Shalom, and who knows where it's going to lead up to. I'm worshiping the God of the Haredim, and you worship the God of the open-minded Torah, and who knows what'll come out of it in the end. So the Gedolei Yisrael, the Talmidei Chachamim, were afraid of that. So they came out against him, and I think they made a mistake. They should have ignored this person, and he would have been forgotten, just like Mendelssohn was forgotten, and just like Geiger was forgotten, and just like all these novellas and treifers were all forgotten, and the Chofetz Chaim was never forgotten with his simplicity, with his emunah pshuta in Olam Haba, and other Gedolei Yisrael were not forgotten, and they were all forgotten. So the same thing, this highly intelligent Dr. Slifkin would also be forgotten. And Manachnu b'Shem Hashem Elokeinu Nazkir. So why did they have to go fight with him? The truth is that we Haredim don't have these gadgets, these iPhones on. My children bought it for me as a present, so I look at it once in a while. What can I do? But most don't have, and even those that have, they don't go around talking about it. So this Dr. Slifkin will be forgotten. Why they have to go fight against him? Only one. I can understand their side. Also, they're afraid it's appeared going against the simple and monopshuta that close to have, yet they're not intelligent, they're not open-minded, they're closed-minded. This, what they believe, has to be, we have to put blinders on ourselves like horses, that they shouldn't go to the sides. And that's what helped. That's what held Yiddishkeit for 2,000 years, that we were in Golos. That's what held us. Those blinders that we put on our eyes, that we don't want to look at the world. And all those that tried to open up and have open-minded Judaism, they were forgotten. That this would also be forgotten. Anyway, what's the main point I want to make here? This person, whenever he talks, it's always the Haredim, the Haredim, the Haredim. So, and he's always trying to prove that the Haredim are wrong. I don't understand. I'm asking another thing. What was before? What was that 200 years ago? What was then? Were there Haredim? I think, I don't know, was Rav Ashi a Haredi? Was Rav Ami Rav Ashi Haredi? Was Rabban Gamliel a Haredi? What did they do? They said, what? The Gemara in Yuma Daf Chof says, Ha'idna Yama de Kippuri of evil kama basulta b'nayador. So, you see that? They stood out in the street and they mixed and they socialized. And the evil kama basulta b'nayador, and the Sultan was happy. I won. And maybe the so-called Dr. Slifkin was also happy. They didn't act like Haredim in Nardo. Look, and the Sultan was happy, and others are happy. And is that what Hashem wants? Because what am I supposed to do to go in the right way? How do I un-Haredi myself? What? How? Maybe I should go without a hat and jacket. Is that good enough to be not Haredi? I don't understand. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to be mezalzel. In what are you supposed to be mezalzel in order to find favor in the eyes of open-minded Torah? Kids, we have to say every day, Baruch Hu Elokeinu shebranu l'chvodu, v'ivdilanu min ha'toim, nason lanu teretz. Baruch Hashem, we had Gedolei Yisrael. We followed Gedolei Yisrael. Baruch Hashem that we're closed-minded. Baruch Hashem that we have blinders on our eyes like horses, that they shouldn't see what's going on the side. Baruch Hashem that we keep Torah and we're medactic and we take it seriously. And Baruch Hashem that our rabbis taught us that Torah is so important, that a mashu that you go away from the straight way is a sakona, it's fire. Hashem should help us that we should go on in our way until Mashiach comes.
Amen v'amen. Okay, Rabbi Kaplan.
I wonder.
1 second. Thank you very much. Okay.